What's up, everybody? This your boy Trayvon here with Scent Talk TV, and today I will be presenting to you the most biggest mega ultra haul that I have done in a very long time at my local fragrance outlet stores. I went to two of them and picked up some nice dope finds. Hopefully they smell dope. And it's the total of 14 fragrances that I picked up, and I'm trying my best not to make this a very long video, so I'm gonna try to run through these fragrances as fast as possible. So let's just jump into it. So we're gonna start off with this one from the house of LFO. This is Lattafa's Opulent Oud. I do have the other one. It's in a blue bottle. I forgot what the specific name for that one is, but it's in a blue bottle in a blue box just like this one. So let's just see what this is hitting on. And here you go. Here is the bottle, same as blue oud, but it's blue and black, obviously, gold cap and all that. So you dig it. Let's jump into it. Oh, whoa, woo. Yo, hold up. The oud is definitely oudin, and it's ouding its way to my nostrils very aggressively, and it's choking me out, as you can hear it in my voice. But man, it does smell phenomenal. In the opening, you get like this rosy, floral, powdery type of a oud that is masculine yet feminine at the same time, because it does have an attractive type of white floral rosy note that's in the mix of that oud. It does have a nicer bit of fruitiness that's kind of smooth, but mainly you get like that woody, spicy oudiness. And it's also some white floral type of a spice coming from it as well. But mainly, the main component and the main player of this fragrance is this oud that's inside of here. Smells really good. Very nice, very potent, very phenomenal smelling. I am impressed with this one so far. As it's drying down though, it is getting a little bit more warmer and sweeter, but the oud is still showing itself quite nicely. To me, if you're not into oud, if you're not into something that's completely outside the box, completely out of your comfort zone in terms of smell and your fragrance taste, oud does have the potential to throw fragrances off and make it a little bit more unique and masculine and stuff like that, to the point where not a lot of people can appreciate it based off that oud woodsy masculine type of a touch that oud has an effect on most fragrances that it's in. But this one here, if you want a more of an attractive, mass appealing type of attractive oud, I would say start off with this one as well as blue oud. So moving right along, next. So up next from the house of Armont, we have Club de Nuit Iconic. Now I do have the Club de Nuit Untold, which is a BR540 dupe, and I do enjoy that as well. So let's just jump into this one and see what this is hitting on, shall we? Behold, here is the bottle. I really do like this bottle. It's pretty nice. Okay, wait a minute. Very familiar. Very familiar. But is it familiar to a fragrance that I can think of right up top? No, but it is familiar. Smells great though. So far, it smells phenomenal. It smells dope. To me, in my opinion, on my skin, I get Dylan Blue, well not Dylan Blue, Bleu de Chanel and Sauvage. If you were to take Sauvage, take the Ambroxan out of Sauvage and make this a little bit more fresher, clean, more of a fresh, sweet type of a fragrance, and a little bit more appealing and a little bit more original, you get this bad boy. To me, if I were to pick between the two, Sauvage and this one, I would most definitely pick this one, because this one has a little bit more of an edge to it, edgy, a little bit more sharper, and a little bit more of a smoother and dope take on Sauvage, the original Sauvage, the EDT. This one right here is amazing so far. Clean, fresh, powdery, with a little bit of a soapy aspect to it when it comes to this one. And it is fantastic smelling. On my skin, the dry down is beautiful. Moving right along, next. So up next, we have another fragrance from Armont. This is Armont Voyage Titan. Eau de Parfum Perfume, or Voyage Perfume Eau de Parfum. Now I want to get the price points out of the way. Each of these ran me between like $40 to like $65 and some change. So if you're wondering on that, you know, I'm not trying to get too deep into anything, first impression, and I don't want this to be a long video, but I'm still talking. Let's go. Ooh, wait, look at this pretty red. Here is the bottle. Dang, these bottles be looking so good. Okay. Man. Fruity, warm, spicy. It does have a slight, ever so slight, yet kind of unattractive, like, you know, undertone that's like medicinal. You know, but medicinal and a little bit, I mean, just a tiny bit of syntheticness, just a tiny bit, but you do not detect it overall over anything else. But it does have a undertone that's medicinal, which I can't, you know, I can't write off. But what I get initially, other than that, warm, spicy, fruity, sparkly, fizzy, wonderful, attractive, dope, at least in the opening. As it's drying down, it's getting a little bit creamy, getting a little bit woodsy, and still maintain that fruity sparkliness in this fragrance, and it's maintaining it quite well, at least throughout the you know, the top into the dry down. I haven't really letting it completely dry down, but I'm gonna give it like some time to, like, you know, a couple more minutes to completely dry down, and we're gonna see what it's hitting on then. I gave it some time to fully dry down. Once it fully dried down, like those same accords that I mentioned a couple of minutes before, you know, it does still carry on through the longevity of this fragrance, at least so far. But it does have like some type of fresh soapiness that creeps in the base of this fragrance, on top of that fruity fizziness and that warmth and slightly woodiness as well. This one right here is slapping as well. I'm definitely digging all of these fragrances so far. Next, up next we got from the house of Afnan, we have Supremacy Noir, or Noir, however you want to pronounce it, this fragrance. Let's see if this fragrance has any potential like the other ones so far. And voila, here is the bottle. Oh, wait, hold up. Whoo! Try before you buy. It screams that. In the opening, it screams try before you buy, because my goodness. Manly, masculine. Just picture a dude with, you know, with his shirt off in the middle of the wilderness, and, you know, somewhere in Milwaukee or whatever, somewhere in the wilderness where there's a bunch of pine trees, and he got a bunch of hair on his chest, and he's just chopping down wood and jumping in the rivers with fish. I'm not gonna hate on this fragrance, because I do like it for what it is, because it is masculine, dark, piney, and green is what I get out of here. It's definitely woodsy, it's definitely green, masculine, and just completely out of left field. Do not blind buy this like I did. Do not blind buy this, because if you do, you're probably gonna be disappointed, because that opening threw me for a loop. Only thing I got this green, like pickle, herbaceous type of a smell, but that withered away quite fast, thankfully. But let me give it some chance to dry down. Let me give it a chance to dry down. Thankfully, it does become a little bit more of a sweetheart of a fragrance, because you do get this piney type of a woodsy spice with a little bit of a powdery, you know, freshness behind that. You know, this one right here is definitely still a try before you buy. Dark green, woodsy, and it smells pretty good. I ain't gonna say phenomenal. It smells pretty good. For what it is, it's definitely a try before you buy. I like it, but be warned, it is a little bit more of on the odd side of things. So I like it, but try before you buy. Next, okay, coming up next, we have Supremacy Afnan Supremacy Gold. I think this is called Gold, judging by the box. And here is the gold super reflective bottle This look like, please don't tell me this is gonna be a BR540 clone or dupe or something like that, because judging by this bottle, this is what it's screaming. Hopefully it's different. Yo, it's definitely not a BR540. Thankfully, that's a green check mark so far. But it does smell good in the opening. Has this dry, sweet, balsamic type of a scent that's gourmety, fruity, edible, like a sweet, syrupy, sweet berry type of a smell. That is very attractive and appealing so far. And I'm thankful, again, that it's not a BR540 dupe. Thankfully. Sweet, warm, and cozy. Sweet, warm, and cozy, like it's just put me in the mindset of, like, you know, this thing like French toast with like some dark berries that's like syrupy sweet with some whipped cream on top. That's what immediately is pictured in my head when I smell this. It's very, very good smelling. And it's projecting really, really well so far. And I must say, I'm quite pleased with Afnan so far with these fragrances. Once it starts to dry down on my skin, I get this sweet, dry, candy-like sweetness that is milky and creamy and smooth. I really am a big fan of fragrances that smell like this. Warm, cozy, sweet, a little bit of a dry candy-like sweetness. And it's like gourmety, like a little bit of a gourmety touch to it that smells edible. Man. Next, okay, coming up at number, I lost count, but coming up next, we have another one. I think this is the original. If it's not the original, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section below. This is Supremacy, Afnan Supremacy, Heron. Here is the box. Let's just jump into it. There you go. Here is the bottle, same as the other ones, but this is a little bit of a transparent type of a bottle that you can see through. But yeah. Fresh green herbaceous, a little bit of a green spice in the opening, but it does have this, you know, this mineral, fresh herbaceous type of a scent in the opening, at least. It's all right. That's pretty much what I get out of this. I mean, it's cool. It's not bad at all, but you know, is it, you know, has a little bit more character, or is it different than the other ones? No. Is it better than the other ones? No. Judging that it could be the original and the other ones are flankers, I don't know. Haven't done any research, but if you guys know, and if I'm correct, let me know in the comment section below once again. But to my knowledge, I think this is the original. This one doesn't seem like to be doing too well in projection too well at all, you know. Like I gotta really put my nose into my hand to really get a good whiff on what I sprayed on my hand. I could have done without this one, but first impression and review purposes for you guys that are interested in a full review of this one, possibly, I'll do it for you. That's what I'm here for. All this is green, fresh, spicy, a little bit of woods. That's it. Enough of that, moving right along. Next. Now this one up next is more of a been there, done that for a lot of you, but to me, this is my first time smelling it. I know, I'm late, but whatever. Better late than never, right? Valentino UMO Intense. Here is the bottle. Ooh, 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 woo. Oh, this is heaven in a bottle, ladies and gentlemen. And I know a lot of you know that already, but to me, in first impressions, and smelling this for the first time, Lord, Lord, Lord. A creamy, sweet, purple-like velvet violet smell with a nice powdery, masculine, yet feminine floralness that I get out of this. That is very, very warm and cozy and mass appealing. Extremely mass appealing. It gives you vibes of Dior Homme Intense, And what's that, Givenchy? It reminds me of this. Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privé. It reminds me of this one too. Oh, this is love, yo. Silky, smooth, sweet, powdery, creamy. Has this like warm, smooth, white floral, masculine white floralness that is so dope. Like this warm, sweet, like floral violet smell. Milky and creamy, attractive, appealing, just out of this world. Dope. Man, I could feel myself talking about this for the next 5 minutes, but I don't have that much time. Just know that this one right here is blind buy worthy. I don't give a crap what anybody says. Right here, in my hands, this Valentino right here, Valentino UMO Intense. Blind buy worthy, do not argue with me. Do not argue with me. Moving right along. Next up, we have from the house of Armont, we got Très Nuit Perfume. Très Nuit Perfume. Let's go. If I pronounced that right. But let's go. There you go. Here is the bottle. You know how Armont get down with the bottles. Very unique and very stunning. So let's get it. Ooh, ooh. The alcohol. It's an alcohol that just burnt like a few strands in my nose. Ooh, let that calm down a little bit. Okay. Dope. Dope. Dope, 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 dope. Wow. Wow. This is a staple. This is a ¡1 staple of a great example of a fruity Middle Eastern fragrance. It's very fruity and citrusy, but it has like that, you know, that traditional Middle Eastern feel to it. You know, that dry, woodsy type of appeal that, you know, that most or some Middle Eastern fragrances may have. But man, this is dope. Fruity, fresh, a little bit of a clean accord to it, you know, but it's just an amazing, like, citrusy floral, masculine citrusy floral, but fruity, dominant in a fruitiness that is like also kind of like a warm, summery type of a fruitiness. This is a weird one. This is a weird one, but it's a good weird one in terms of, you know, the opening. But man, I can't really put my finger on the exact accord, because this one here, I haven't smelt this one like, you know, as good as the fruitiness. Like in terms of that fruitiness, I haven't smelled anything like this one. Sparkly, fruity, and fresh. Also has a little bit of florals to it. First impression, I could be wrong, but to my nose so far, this is what it smells like, and it's dope. As it dries down on my skin, it's like the fruitiness gets a little bit more dry. It gets a little bit more dry, a little bit more fresher. It has a little bit of an undertone of sweetness that is great for, like, you know, spring and summertime. Man, this is nice, but let's keep on moving.